We are going to talk about composition for photography. And basically, two-dimensional art is basically work that's on like a flat piece of paper. And photography has some similarities with other media. It has formal elements that define the composition. And paintings, photograph drawings, prints are basically defined as two-dimensional art because they are flat on the surface of the media, whether it's paper, fabric, wood, skin, whatever. Because a lot of times they used to paint on like sheepskins or stuff. And in two-dimensional art, it's line, color, and design that give art, that draw your eye around the image, and that also gives art a three-dimensional or more realistic appearance. Now, we understand that perspective was invented during the Renaissance, and that's where the school of realism came into play. And so we're going to just introduce the formal elements in art so that you have a little bit of an understanding about what encompasses that, since you all are mass comm students. And the formal elements of art consist of color, form, line, shape, texture, and value. And it's the elements, the formal elements of a work, that move the eye around the page. Line can depict movement, strength, steadfastness, confrontation, as well as it moves the eye around the image. And color also affects the image by moving your eye around. Bright, warm colors like red, yellow, and orange move to the forefront of an image and are invigorating in a composition. Now, the warmer colors, yellow and red, are the colors most sensitive or visible to the human eye. Actually, red is the most, and yellow is the second. Oh, I bet that's why the stop signs are red, caution signs are yellow. Now, in a composition, cool colors, the blues and darker colors, recede into the background of an image. And the cooler colors are calming and visually quieter. And complementary colors have the most contrast. And again, color is measurable, but perception has a huge component in the interpretation of color in the photo, as does the composition of the image. Now, color photography is based on the color wheel. And actually, in painting, graphic design, and some other media, it's based on the color wheel, but it's just a little bit different than for mixing paint because it deals with light. And light mixes differently. Now, the complementary colors are red and cyan, green and magenta, and blue and yellow. And there's your photo color wheel. Now, what happens when equal amounts of the complementary colors are mixed? You get neutral gray. Whereas if you were painting, you'd get something way different. Again, it's important when you're dealing with photography to know this. Red, cyan, green, magenta, blue, yellow. And there's some color images for you to look at. I'm sorry they're a little washed out on this screen. Again, here is how line can show movement. Notice you've got this diagonal line here. You've got a diagonal line there. Diagonal lines show movement because they're not stable. And here we have a little beach scene there, and those horizontal lines give you a feeling of calmness broken up by the light color and the waves crashing in. Again, red's intense, draws your eye right to it. And the way the photographer has used the shutter speed, again, gives you the sense of movement. But that red really gives you the intensity of the image. The blood, the swords, the bull. And again, that was shot at night, slow shutter speed. In black and white or monochromatic photography, There's no color to move the eye. So it is done with tones ranging from black, absence of light, to white, which translates pretty much as the surface of the media you're printing it on. And again, it's the lighter, brighter tones that draw the eye and move it around the image. And the beauty of working with monochromatic images is that it really shows the quality of light, which is really important in photography. And you'll notice paintings that look really realistic. The painter's usually been really accurate with light, with how they portray light. Starry Night. Do you know what that is? It's a red delicious apple in the studio. Now, as Western learners, because we learned to read left to right, it's not the same in areas of Asia and in the Middle East. You read from right to left. But as Western learners, because we read left to right, we come in at the bottom of the image. The light pulls us around, and see how it bounces up here to this light? This curve brings us back around to here, and then it starts all over again. Holds your eye into the image. That's, pardon?
I thought it was from something from outer space when I first looked at it.
Yeah. But that image is very balanced. The line, the light areas draw your eye around the image. And this is really important for you guys because sooner or later you guys are going to be handling lenses like a lot. Again, another image. Folks in the north, they have to deal with something, it's called cold, and there's condensation on windows, and these are ice crystals. But again, we Western learners, we come in from the left, the lights pull us up, these lines pull us up, and then the darker top drops the eye back down. And again, a balanced image, the lines hold you in, make you look at it. Again, another very much lines there, that's a German guy, Werner Bischoff. Another monochromatic image. Again, what moves your eye? The lighter subjects, see the dark kind of falls away and makes you look at the lighter parts. You see how that works? Again, another monochromatic image. Western learners, we come in from the left, carries us up, that dark drops us back, this light grabs the eye again and brings it around.